data from a website using session cookies.
What does this key represent in case? Yeah. So this key will represent the probability and how they are like kind of index manner. So this point two will denote the probability for the sampling of the zero.
So we will start with
One and as I
same.
so I have to make some changes here.
So sometimes you want to answer which all students have got a particular badge on this course. So I want to know how many students got the autobiographer badge and how many instructors got the same badge.
And 0.5.
So for that, I need information about all the users, and then I will need to
Now if I will run this
calculate how many normal students were there.
we got
And in browsers, there is no way we can calculate those things.
based on this
For that, what we will do, we'll get this data from browser to our local computer, and then from there we can use Python or any other tool, and we can answer those questions.
that the array key specifies the probability of 0 and 1. Okay, sure.
So right now, this is the data which I can see on for autobiographer badge,
From the Bernoulli distribution.
and I want to get information about all the users when it was granted and their username and these things.
And then compute the MLE of the parameter given this sample. Okay. And one note is given to you that it may seem the pointless to compute the MLE when the parameter is already known to us, but it would be a good exercise for you for the understanding of the
So what we will do, I will try to load the same data into Python.
create our data set.
This data, if we can extract it from the web page.
What would be the first argument it will take? It will take the array of the values that you want.
And we have this data in something known as document object model. In document object model, we store data in tags.
You want 1000 data.
Any type recording person. Yeah, recording. Carlton is recording the session on his
What should I
local storage, and it will be available after the session. So for any web page, we have a structure. We will have something known as HTML. Take close. I will put. And inside HTML, we might have head.
The shortcut for running the cell is control plus.
I won't be explaining what is head and these things. We just need to know what is DOM structure. Then we have body tag, and inside body tag we can have a paragraph, and
So you have to plot the bar chart of the host. If it is creating a bar.
then I can also have some a tag, anchor tag.
So how some function of the argument works. So what you can do? You can put we are using the choice method that it is as the Bernoulli will take only two values 0 to 1. So that's what we given that okay. That's the size and the probability that's the
And then there will be some closing tags for it, and then we will have.
the ambiguity that is just
So the DOM for this object document for this object will represent as it will have HTML. Inside HTML, we will have head on first level, Then we will have body, and inside body we will have paragraph, and we will also have anchor tag. So similar, we can look in the browser. So this is a body tag. Inside this we have a div tag. Then inside this we have this div with class drop down mode, and then it have another class. And if I open this class, it is inside a header, and then header is inside a div, and then we have span tag and div tag and those things. So this whole data, it will be stored in a tree like structure from up to down. And if I scroll down, then this is sidebar, and then this is main layout from where we need to get the data. And this is where the information about autobiographer tag is stored. So this is just a name of the tag, and then we have description about the tag here. And then we have how many people were awarded this tag, this particular badge. So now we will so we'll have to get this particular um, so what we want to do, we want to go to this class with container show badge and autobiographer, and inside this I might want to get its description. I might also want to get it how many students or anyone were awarded with this badge. And after that, I might also want to know who all were awarded this badge. So from here, I can get those informations. Okay. And in Chrome, we have another way to look at the same DOM structure. So this will be whole document. Inside this document, we have section with the main.embrace application ID, and then we have some other div. Then we have some other div, but we'll look at the main content. So this is where our content will be, and then this portion will contain the details about autobiographer badge. And then we have this heading. Then we have this generic block. So generic is here we have a div which is highlighted over the element, div with class badge card. And then we have a heading and those things. So for a particular tag, we will have some attributes. So attributes, you can think of them as the qualities. So if I take person as div, so if I take a person as an object, then he might have height, he might have weight. So those can be attributes. And here class is an attribute in this one. ID and class are attributes. If I open this, then I have this. And this one will have some image. So let's open it.
from the here.
And here we have
It is sampled
a
only
anchor tag,
uh,
which will point to this particular URL, and it have a attribute data user card. So it is defining for this particular user this anchor tag belongs to. So maybe we can get user ID using this card. And then we have this image tag. Inside this image tag, we have width and height. So it is defining how fat and how tall the image will appear. So attributes are just qualities
so
of
that like method
the tags.
gives us the number of data.
So now what I will do, I will
So let's first x
try to
x equal to 0.
get this
We use
data
the array
into
of all
our
the zeros that are there in
Python
our
notebook. Okay. So
and
for
the
that,
size will give us the number.
what I will do, I will go to the network tab. It is under the inspect. So if we right click, I will get inspect option, and from inspect I can go to network tab, and there I will get all these information. So for now I will refresh this part,
Now you see this even here will equal to 0.8.
and there we can see which all requests were sent from
If you want a different
uh, browser to the server, which is sitting somewhere,
by default it will take this.
and these are the API calls. Okay.
Now there another parameter that we see here that was the color. Okay. That we will give color at the end, but first just run this cell. Now,
So this is
one
document.
thing that I want you also to know that I run this cell here. That also has a set variable named x. And also before also we are referring to the set x. So what do you think the collab will which x this collab will refer?
So for now, let's try to get this data into our local system. So I will copy this URL, and then I will go to VS Code.
This thing you should be careful while you are
Before copying, we'll import a request library.
it will take the latest
I will send a request
so because I
with
want to
get method
I have to rerun this thing.
to the URL which I
Now this is the
copied,
latest variable. This is the latest value that it will take. Now if I just run this,
and it will give a response with 200 code. That means the response was okay, and I will store it in a variable called response.
this is the bar graph.
Then I will try to get the text from the response.
Now as we were talking about the color.
So this is how text will look like,
So as it also takes another argument color.
but
So it is an
it's
option
difficult to read
to
it.
pass the color, but I will just show you how you get
I will import beautiful soup.
what I want. I have to pass two.
So what beautiful soup will do, it will
I will pass this view.
prettify
I
this
will pass this color.
text which we got from the
It will color the
request.
first bar as blue, and it will color the second bar as orange. And now you can see one is blue and one is orange. If you want to color it,
Wait.
and there are many other things that you can do. One is what we say is label. Okay, labeling is important. So you want
Then
to
I
label your
create an object of a beautiful soup class,
what does the y-axis represent? It represents
and it will get
so this is mentioned in the PhD. It is by label.
this bytes data, and then I will also give it the parser.
And this just take it. Okay. Here it is given this here. And there's more you can decorate it as PLD.title.
So now it got me this data. Okay, and then I will go here. But now I don't know what this data is about.
It will give this title to this. It is a small decoration.
It have a navigation bar with some links inside it.
Bar chart, bar graph, this is
And
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but are you recording this session?
yeah, Carlton is recording this session on his end, on his
this
local
Okay,
is
okay.
system.
the step
Okay, sir. Fine.
And once after the session, it will get uploaded. Okay.
open this.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. It has taken the default value 0.8. No, no, yeah, it won't wait. It just will give you a different value. Okay, that's it. It might be used
So this is the output which I got
otherwise because
by sending a request to this particular URL. It was expected to give me this
here
data.
it doesn't matter. The interpretation would be same.
So can anyone tell what I am doing wrong here? Because I was expected to get user data and this data about these description and those things, but I am getting some empty page. It's not empty, but whatever we want to get, it's not giving that data.
There is sample is data right from Bernoulli distribution.
Anyone have any idea about why it is doing like this?
We first compute the ML and then compute the difference, so that is the absolute value between the ML and the absolute ML. That is
Sir,
the
possibly because you are not adding header and cookies.
Bernoulli
Maybe.
Okay.
P equal to
So yeah, we need to send some cookies into the header. But then how should I get those cookies?
that is to be
From the local storage, sir, I guess.
for your all these data.
Actually, your voice is a bit
Now
low.
process to plot Dn with respect to n. So this is the question of understanding.
We get cookies from the network section. Yeah, from here.
What effect it will have created.
There is the section
Yeah,
for cookies.
from the network section. Okay.
And what you're expecting them, what kind of expected behavior,
How should I get
what is the behavior?
the cookies?
What will happen?
So okay, first of all, what is a cookie? So without a cookie, I just showed you I am not able to get this data. And if I do the same in a private window, I think I will get similar kind of response. So let us try to open the same URL into the browser window, which we tried to access data into the Python.
More and more data points. Okay.
So it will redirect me to the login page, because what it is trying to do, it is trying to look for the cookies,
First, what I will
and those cookies are present in this particular browser because I had already logged in. So when I clicked on the login button, it will generate some cookies and it will store it in the local storage. Okay. So if I log out from here and if I try to access the same URL here, now it should not work. Yeah. So it again redirected me to the same URL,
now the next
same
step,
as the incognito tab.
is get an empty list.
And if I log in into my account,
Close to each site, we will store this difference between the original and the MAE that we get. We will store that difference in this difference.
and now let us say I close this tab and I will try to open this same URL in a new tab, then I won't get any error, because now what have happened, I have got those cookies into my system. So now I want to get those cookies so that we can send a request from VS Code and get the same data there. For that, I will right click and then I will go to inspect tab. And inside inspect tab, I will go under the network tab.
Now we created our data set. Next thing
I
is
will
request our ML.
refresh the browser window.
ML is
So these requests were sent to
what we have to do.
get the data that is required to display here.
Dashboard is different. That is ML
So it sent some requests,
point two. This was this parameter.
and if I open any of the one request,
If you take the absolute
and
value,
I will look for the header section. Under the header, I will look for request header,
and you will find it is different.
and inside the request header, I will go and copy whatever is there in the cookie.
Is this clear? How this look is
This
going to
cookie, and I will use this cookie into our VS Code. So let's first
right? Now if
well let's first do this. So we will pass some cookies. So I will give cookies is equal to my cookie,
the value will keep on.
and I will create a variable where I will be passing the cookies, and now I will need to get those cookies from browser. So I will copy these two.
Okay, usually that's the pattern that it will follow that as you increase the number of data points, the value will keep on decreasing. Next thing that we have to do is plot. Let's start plotting and verify. So to plot that, we use this PLT.
Listed on one line. So what we have here, we have a key and we have a value, and the value is separated by equal to. But if I want to put the same thing into the dictionary, I will need to change the format.
We are yet to plot. This is again on because you have to specifically plot the DN and the N. This will get we are coming to that. Till now we just calculate that.
And once we reach
Okay. Oh, no.
the semicolon, there
What
the
it is telling that for each data set,
key is different.
compute the difference between
So I will take it to
okay, that is the two type. That what we are doing. And that what it is saying that float dn with respect to what to observe. If it is just again observation, not any numerical answer. Okay, this.
And now I have got these cookies into the VS
We
Code.
have created the size edit.
And if I send the same request,
Created one empty list div. We are iterating through all the
now
values in the
let's
size edit. And then we are sampling
do
our
this.
number of data points. We have given this size equal to size. This size is this. This size here is the variable.
And now it have given me a valid response. So
We sampled our data point. Now we will use
this must be somebody's user ID.
then we will get the difference of the
I mean, this is roll number and followed by some name.
original. Taking the absolute value of that and appending it to the DF.
So let's open it in the
Now we will plot this.
text editor.
Yeah, that's what. That's
So
what,
it is a XML file.
usually,
It have title tag,
but
and this is what is inside the title tag.
let's see what is happening. Okay, let's try plotting the graph.
But now I don't know the information about who granted this
So here
particular.
your plot, it will like first it will take the x rays. Okay, so what you want on your denominator? Oh, sorry, not x rays.
Actually, what I know here, I know the name of the person, and I also know the date when this particular badge was granted, and then I also know who granted this badge.
this is also open and suggestion that
And
it
then
got Y versus X. In the x-axis,
I have they have given me some link. Let's try to open what will come on this particular link.
uh, I will use something called as line style. Okay. So this line style basically instead of just a bold line, okay, it will create a dot 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 line. Right.
Okay, so so under the autobiographer
Okay, let's just scroll this.
badge, it just gave me information about this particular user. If I
If you
give
just
parameters like
directly
this,
dot this,
then it will
it
give
will
me
look like
the information
something
about
like
that particular user.
okay, but you are not.
This you can consider as search
But
functionality.
this is
So I might check
not
it
very good to see.
if I got this
And the
badge or
reason is
not.
because the scaling is very much different.
So I think this badge was not given to me.
So we will change the scaling part for the x-axis.
We can check it for other users.
And when you change your
This particular user got this badge, so let's.
will get your x scale.
So if we open it, it will
You will use the logarithm
open.
scale. And with that, if you are going to run, you get this kind of file. Now you can easily identify.
So yeah, this badge is present to this particular user as well. But what I am interested in getting the data about the users. Okay. So so how many data points we got here? For that, I can count the number of title tag, because inside the title only this information is present.
Point instead.
Or I can also count quit tag.
Last week we were getting.
So here we can see that it is just information about 100 users. Why it is like that? Because if I scroll down,
Come up to this in the end by this last page is becoming more data people.
there is only information available about the 100 users for now. But once I will reach the end of the document, it will load 100 more users,
Sizes and then
and similar will happen. So I just need to go down to the page and it will load more users.
faster function.
But to answer the original question, how many students got this particular badge? Who all students got this particular badge? For example, you want to know whether that student was from 24F3 batch or not, or basically when that user joined. Or else we can also want to know in a month which all users joined, month-wise distributions. For that, we need data of all the users. We are not satisfied with just 100 users. So,
Problem I said. Well,
so now what I will do, I will
share this
scroll down all the way to the end.
yeah.
So whenever I am scrolling, it is
This marker
giving me some more request. See, if I scroll up, it will send some more request. What it is doing, it is trying to get the images of those profiles. Now if I further scroll down, it will send another request. And now I will go to this particular request, and I want to see what response I got from this request. So this is the response which I got if I go to this particular request. Let's try to see what this response gave me. So it is giving me data about the badge. So in the database, they are storing it with ID 9, and this is the name. Then here we have some description about the badge and few more details. about the badge. We don't need to know about them. Then this is about the badge type. So it is a bronze badge basically. Then here is the main stuff, which contains the information about who all user got this particular badge.
But in the category
So
also,
I need to get this information. So if I need to get this information, I need to hit this particular URL.
we have
Now I will try to hit
a
this URL.
practice assignment question. Practice assignment has a similar problem where we need to calculate the MLE for a categorical distribution. So we will finish with that problem. But for now, the MLE for the categorical distribution is also similar to circle. So it's again the same problem that we have to sample 1 to 0 type
Two.
test. Okay, with these probabilities, and then find the MLE for P3. P3 corresponds to third phase technique. Yes, 3. So same thing. Your X are in 0. Choice.
And then I will pass the same
This time I will
cookies.
the size is given to us as 1000. And we have the probability.
If I run this command, and now if I try to print this, so it is giving me response 200. So let me print the text which we got from the request, in the response. So this is what we got, but it is not in JSON format. So I will get it in the JSON format.
Now, can anybody know that for
I think, yeah.
how we find the MLE here for P3?
So now I have got the same data into the VS Code, and now once I have this data, I can do anything with it. I can get the information about the users who got this badge. Now I will try to extract the username, and
How will you do that?
let's store it in a variable.
Okay. How I filtered my data set when I was plotting the barcode finding the number of 0 and 1. I think about that.
So I may be interested in knowing the name of the badge. So for that, what I can do, I can just extract the badges,
Remember,
and then this badges is again a dictionary. So inside this badges, I will need to extract the name.
there is this functionality. This is the index values here. Okay, to calculate the number of 0 and 1. That is this is similar to list indexing, but in the indexing, instead of giving a number, you can give a condition of
The list conditions must be integers.
So
Did it give me?
I want to sample or I want
Yeah, it
to
is a list.
points from my all the elements from
That means I need to. So if I print the length of this, it must be
I use this
1.
dot size, it will give me the length of this element. So here also we will do
So I can just
just like comes there. But
and now I can do name.
so we will use this. Okay.
So it gave me the name of the badge.
The number of 3.
But I'm not interested in getting the name of the badge. I'm interested in getting the user information.
X dot size. X dot size means again 1000.
For that, what I will do, I will go to the users variable under batch data.
For the parameter D, MLE for P.
And this user variable, it is again list. So if I want to get username for this particular user, what I can do, I can get the first element from the list. This will give me this data, and then I can do username.
If I run this step,
But this is for one user. Now I want to iterate on them.
I have to calculate the MLE for.
So for that, what I will do, I will store the length of list
And you will get the MLE for free.
badge. Inside the badge data dictionary, I will store the length of users list.
Six. Load the bar graph for.
So I got the 97 users.
Today we will only able to cover the part one.
When I sent this request, I got 97 users.
Part two of it.
What I can do, I can store it in a variable.
Let's quickly now what we have to do, we have to plot the bar graph of the above it. So I will
Let's keep it I.
copy paste my code
Then
from the above to here. Something that I need to change is here is this color array. And the way I have to do it is x equal to 1 and x equal to 2. We have to do it for 6.
can anyone tell what will this do? Hello. Anyone of you can tell me what will this give this particular command?
It will give the username of all the users in the list, sir.
Okay, let's print it then. It gave me an error. Why I got this error?
What is the value that will take and how much height it should go?
Okay, it should be J here.
2, 3, 4.
But still I will get the error because that is restoring the length of. Oh, now I won't get any error because what this for loop is doing, it is going from 0 to I minus 1. So it should not give me error. So yeah, now I got the data of 97 users.
This is the bar plot that you will see.
But one thing to observe, there are more than 97 users.
We just increase our
So if I go up,
points.
so this badge was awarded to 1.3k, so 1300 students. I think we can get the exact count from the data. Let's try to get if it is available. So yeah, it was awarded to 1295 users. But we are only getting 97 users. So now I need to get the data of all these users, otherwise I won't be able to do the analysis. So for that,
I hope till now anybody not have any problem in the coding part. Differentiate. Should we move on now to next question?
what should we do?
Now we will move to the Gaussian distribution. Till now we were only.
I will try to send few more requests to the same
Now comes the question.
API. So I will scroll down.
Computer X is a pointer with respect to the distribution that is given.
And now if I scroll a bit more down, it will
U is 3.
send some more data to be displayed. And it have sent me this data, and it have an offset of 384,
Uh, one direct method that you
and
can do
the
is to take
badge ID is 9. And if I compare it with the previous request, in the previous request, what was happening? Here, offset was 288,
we have this input. No.
and now it is 384. So from 288, it is moved to 384.
This is one way to do it, but we won't be using the sci-fi here.
So what is this showing us?
Even though we will be using sci-fi library for week 10, okay, not now. So we have to manually compute it. So for that, I will create one function named goes in.
So earlier offset was 288, and now it is 384.
What is the return?
It is giving me 96. What is this 96 is doing? So if I add 96 each time, will I able to get the next offset value?
So sigma
Let's try that. So I will scroll down,
square root of so np.s2rt.
and I have reached the end of if I scroll further down, it gave me this output. And what have happened here the offset value is 480, and in the last request it was 384. So what have happened here? So earlier offset was 288, then it was 384, and now it is 480. So I think if I add 96 to offset, then I should get more U-shares. But what will happen if I give offset is equal to 300? For these three values, we know if I add 96, I will get 384. So if I add 96, I will get new U-shares. But if I check for 300, what will happen? Will that give me an error? What do you think? What should happen? Anyone have any idea? I also don't know about it.
I think it give maybe error.
Actually, your voice was a bit low. I could not hear you properly. Can you comment?
Yeah, I think is it audible now? Is it loud?
Yeah. Now it is audible.
Okay, I think maybe it's give error.
Maybe it's error. Okay. I also think it should give an error. We need to check. Okay, let's check then.
To calculate an normal. Sci-fi is just like sci-fi or
So instead of 480, let's make it 481. But instead of giving an error, it is giving a valid response.
okay, this is like the 1.1 by 12. In the exponential part, how it comes? Minus x minus mu square
Let's
by
get this
2
response into the
right?
VS Code, because
So
here
1 by 2 I written it as
no,
negative.
here also we can read it properly.
Okay. Like I can do when here 2 times sigma also, it's the same thing. But then it would be like and to remove it from the square.
So it didn't give me any error, it gave me a proper output.
Is it clear?
And
this Gaussian function.
how many U-shares were there? So let
So
us
basically, I will write the
do this.
equivalent part here also. Write it here.
So this U-share name appeared 98 times. If I change it to 480, what will happen? Should it appear 98 times? Let us see. So again it is appearing 98 times. So on this particular page, we have 98 users. I think one user will be this one system, which will repeat every time. And yeah, system is appearing every time, and system have an ID of -1. That's what I observed in the last time, and everything else have an ID of greater than 0. System is the only user which have ID -1, and it might be appearing in all the requests. So maybe what we can do, we can open one more tab, and here I can set offset to 384. If I try, the system is also here also. We had 98 users in a page, and one more system. That means 97 other users are there. But now I don't know how I am able to get this data, because if I change it to 185, I'm getting this username. And now I want to check if it was present in the last request. That was 384. So So yeah, this username was present when I passed offset is equal to 384, and it is also present when offset was set to 385. And if I have a look at the users list, when I passed 385, then it was on the 0th index of list. When I passed 384, then it was on the 3rd index of the list, and system was on the 2nd place. And what will happen if I set offset is equal to 384?
When it's minus 1 by 2, then it is negative 1. This is this.
Let's try that.
This part here is this. Is it clear now? The closing? Yeah. Okay. Like taking markdown. Okay. The collab also is markdown in the.
So now it is on the 3rd index. If I consider 0 base indexing,
If you type in the double door,
when offset was 383, when offset was 384, it was on the 2nd index, and when offset was 385, it was on the 1st index. And I think if I set offset is equal to 386, it should not be visible.
I guess so. I'm not sure about it. What?
So yeah, it is not visible. So every time I'm sending a request, if I add 96, it will give me next 96 users. For getting the consistent data, we should keep adding 96, and in every request, system will be a repetitive user. So at the end, we will need to remove some entries from the data because it should not be repetition.
If you want to practice the
So
LaTeX,
now what I will do,
I would suggest you to go through the
I,
math chain. Do you know what math chain? As a document that I created for the that I created using math chain. Show you. This was the today's document. I created using math chain. So then you can learn to. I have given that math chain data. Okay, let's get back to the problem. What we have to do here is we have to sample, we have to find the density of the point 5 with mu 3 and multiplied by sigma square. So let's put
I will send a
both
request.
in. We run the cell.
Initially, let's set offset to 98. Oh, sorry, maybe we'll set it to 0.
So 0.68.
It will give me some response.
The scale was not conflicting with the text. But it's there. Now it is complex. It's faster. Is it safe for everyone? And then exit. Or else you can also just
I can
type
put it
by
in the
exit.
while loop, but
Type this
let's
by
not do
exit.
that. I will
Maybe you can then type.
I will send the same request 10 times.
Okay. If you want to do it with site, I first import this, and
I
if
will
you
do
type
this.
norm question mark, it will give you what will open the document and you can refer how you can use this. Okay. This is the way. Point eight. Yes, one zero. If the answer is not met, just put some brackets.
Is this
Yeah, I also did the same because I did not put this bracket. So this bracket of all. Yeah, okay, for all because this whole thing is divided. So just put there. Okay, maybe you will get it. Let me move towards the next problem. Problem next. Here we have to sample 1000 points from the Gaussian distribution with mean 3 and standard deviation 1.5. To calculate the analysis of estimator for the mean of this data set, the
so it will send.
so I just showed you in the starting.
So what this code will do?
This
Can
RNA
anyone
is
explain me?
normal. Okay. So let's try for what cardinal it takes. So this part the schema. Okay.
I
What
think
it does,
it's
if you're random
power offset increasing 95 plus.
and if you scroll down to the parameter,
It's like
first is
96. Initial power offset like increment 96 like plus 96.
five parameters.
First is 0 to 96 and then 97 plus other 96.
The first
I
parameter
think it is a scrolling
is
case, no?
the second parameter is standard deviation, that is 1.5.
Yeah, it is scrolling based because when I scrolled manually, I was getting 96 users at every page. So I think that should work.
You will get your sample and what you have to do, you
So
have to
this response
for the main
object
query.
has to be
For the
appended.
dynamic code,
I think the response has to be appended to the response object, right? It will get overwritten
what is the
in the for loop.
view that that
Actually, your voice is a bit low. Can you speak a bit louder?
Yeah, yeah. In the for loop, that response object, I think we have to append whatever we are getting, right? Every time we will get
Yeah.
new response, it will overwrite the previous one.
primarily for the
Yes.
view
So
that are
we'll need to
that
store it
are
in
types of data.
some file or whatever we want to do over some
Yes,
variable. Okay.
we have
But
to
I'm
append
not
it to
concerned
the
about
previous
that.
one.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm thinking what it will give.
That is the
Yeah, it will give the response, sorry, HTML
and
page for 9696 usernames, right? Each time,
No, no, it will not give HTML page because we saw for this particular URL
not the
we were
histogram
getting
of the data
JSON data, right?
that we
right, right,
type
right.
in.
Sorry, sorry. My mistake, I said
It
HTML.
is related to this.
Okay,
So we need
no
to
problem.
just type txt.test.
So it will send request 10 times,
It will
and
open this. Okay.
at the end,
So let's
what
take
I will get
x.
0
Now if you see
plus
on all
96
other
times
parameters is
10.
sitting at
That
another.
means it should give me data of 960
Now what
users.
this means that they are not necessary
But
or
total users
not
were
necessary parameters. The only
1295, I guess.
main parameter
So
of
we
each
might
of this
have
method is
to
x. Rest more other parameters
increase the
are
number of
optional.
requests.
If you want to give, you can give, or else it will take the default value. Let's first try with just x.
So this is how you can
And
get
in the
data
last
from
line of
all the
instruction of
users.
set,
Sorry, all the users who got a particular badge. And now, if you have information, you can store it. Okay.
let me put
I'm not going to run this code because it might
what this
crash my
semicolon is
system.
doing. Okay.
I'm
By
not
default,
sure.
for that, what it will do, it will try to print the output of the
So it will give
last
the same kind of
line of
data,
code.
and once
So
you
if
got
you
this
don't
data,
want
you
to
can
do
write
that,
it out
you
to
can
a
use
file.
semicolon at the end,
So
and it will
the data will
print.
have the similar format. It will have
So we need to just
a dictionary. Inside that dictionary, it will have
set the
badges, and
histogram
then the
text.
badges will be a list, and inside that list,
Now it is not
so
looking that good.
then it will have
Let's try modifying this.
a dictionary, and in that dictionary we have ID, name, and those things.
And
And in every request, we'll get the similar format, and then we will also have a
now
users
still this is not looking
uh,
good.
list.
Finally, we
Okay.
can
Now we will get this data, and if I keep appending it to the same file, these badges will appear a lot of time. In that case, you will have to do some cleanup, and after cleaning up the data, you can save it inside a CSV file, and then you can answer how many student got. I mean, from if a student joined in 22 F3 batch, then how many student got this batch, and in the last month how many student got this badge. Those things you can find out because we have information when it was granted, and we also have this information created at. I'm not sure what it is representing.
then I guess it's default value.
And we can also get the information about the student, whether it was a data science student or he was a electronics science student.
Let's see.
So there is a lot of stuff which you can do from here. And then we have something known as trust level. On base of trust level, we have, I guess, 4 badges. So let's go to the badges page.
That would be with us this one. So let's leave it. But yeah, say this basically controls the
Yeah, here I have four
This print silence will
different kind of badges for the trust level, and
let's leave it for here now.
you can get data how many students got this badge and how many
What's the last question?
um, instructors got this badge.
What is it about?
And
Okay, collab. Okay.
this is
So
course
see what
faculty.
the collab can do. Okay, let's say if you are doing some let's say equal 5 and 5.
So I think most of them are instructors and faculties only. But maybe you can see some students as
Of the
well.
last line
So you will have
of
to
your
look.
concept.
So
It will automatically print.
as in
But if you
homework,
don't want to do it, you can put semicolon at the end.
you can extract this data and you can figure out how many POD admins are there and how many
If I remove the colon from here
instructors are there,
you can see
and
this
those things, and you can see if any student got this particular
it
badge.
is printing. It is basically printing this. Print PH.ST if you do, we'll get this. To suppress that, we will put semicolon. So we just don't get the graph. Last question.
Anyone having any doubt on what we discussed so far?
We'll stop with this last. This is the last question.
Yeah, I have one doubt actually. Hello?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Uh,
in between the session also you can unmute yourself. Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
yeah,
What I was saying, in between the session you can unmute your mic and you can speak up. You don't have to wait till the end. Okay. Yeah, ask your doubt.
yeah. Actually, my doubt is how I know I need to be collect the cookies from this particular JSON file, like this particular network section, whatever you are. This particular networks, like a lot of the JSON file we have in network section. So how we know this cookies is our useful cookies?
Just like before, when we were
Okay.
doing with the number of data
So we can open any
here also we are
link,
printing
and
in
if we
a
can,
tuple. It is a list of tuple.
it should be having discourse.onlinedegree.ac.in domain. And if it have that domain, I will go to the request headers, and inside the request header, I will try to look for the cookie variable. If it is present there, I will just copy paste it. Okay. So for this particular request, the cookie is not required because it is just loading some image.
So we can take anyone
If I
randomly.
no, we cannot take any value.
No, actually
We can
we
take
can
all
take
the
any.
values.
All this values. But all these
Yeah,
values from
we can go to the any URL.
any URL.
Yeah, from any URL. From any URL, you can get these values, and then you just need to make sure that you put it into the a particular format. So format should look something like this. In this format, okay.
And after this session, could you share this note also? Maybe it's because you are going too fast because the code I follow you, but I not able to follow because the speed is very high actually, as per me.
Okay, I will tell to the team to make it available. If it is possible, then they will share. I was expecting you might be coding along with me.
Yeah, yeah, I coding along with you. Could you hold on? I take the screenshot, then I code later. Now,
Sorry, I
could
couldn't
you,
hear properly. Can you come again?
yeah, could you scroll down so that I take the screenshot and code later?
Actually, you don't have to take the screenshot. I think whatever we have done is straightforward.
Somewhere you can answer. As in, you have taken the 5 points,
Yeah, done.
but it's just joining them in the same. Okay, you know that.
Sir, what is this cookie here we are using?
Yeah.
Now, to see the service.
Yeah, Sashi, what is your doubt?
What I'm asking that we are using na my
Hmm.
cookies. So what is that actually?
By default, if you don't give the argument,
What is that?
there's the argument here. By default, it will take the
No
request.
request we are request dot get we are passing
Is this
and we are using that URL.
and we are using
Correct.
this
Hmm.
cookies.
So what is the cookies parameter actually? That
We will use this to block, but
Okay.
we will be
So you know about what is browser cookie?
yes,
What is the role of a cookie inside a browser?
yes.
So can you tell me what is the role of a cookie inside a browser?
between 0 and 1.
Okay, it will store that data actually maybe
I'm taking 100
some
And
temporary
what will
data.
happen if I don't store that data?
Again and again it will hit maybe. It will fetch from
Again
the
and again it will hit.
yeah. It will fetch same thing whatever. So frequently used data it will be stored in the cookies.
Hmm. So right now, this is the URL where I am at. Okay. So if I copy this particular URL, and if I go to a new tab and if I open this URL, it is opening, right?
Yes.
But if I do the same in a okay, can you try it doing the same in
Another browser.
no in another browser or in a private window?
use this
Okay.
parameters and
So
all
what
the
do you think? Will that work?
when you
Yeah,
see
it will work.
uh, PDF or data,
So will I get the same kind of data? The
Same
same
time
data
no.
will I
No,
get here?
may not no.
PDF.
It
And
will
why do
not.
you think I won't be able to get that data?
Sorry, I didn't.
I think you're not audible.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm able. You're audible now.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah.
It is
So
one by the data mentioned and then on this.
So you said
it
it won't
meant.
show us the same page,
Uh-huh.
Just keep our
and
alpha
why
minus
it
and
won't show us the same page?
our
That's the another question.
Yeah. So the thing is, I need to log in that user details. I need to give again. I think so.
and we will
And if you log in that,
include this
if you log in
It will
into
give
the,
again user details. I will give. Yes, I'll get the same thing.
it is given that do not provide
okay,
a button or
once you log in into the application, you will get the same things.
Yes.
part
But how I was able to open it
this
here?
part here
It
Why
will
was
be.
I able to open it here?
was
It
not.
will be. It will be stored in the cookies. Some data that
It is
earlier
keep our
login
Yeah.
alpha minus
details. Maybe it will be
Okay.
stored actually. So if
but
you
when this
basically if you Google log into the Google account, I will not sign out. So again, I'll no need, it is not asking me that username or password.
Yeah, it will store some variables in the
Yes,
cookies, and
yes,
it will use the same variable again and again.
same value again and again. Yes.
And the same we are doing in here also,
take this
because we want the response. And what is happening?
why is
We were sending the request with the
this
same cookie, right?
e power alpha minus 1 into 1 power minus 3
Mm-hmm.
power
Okay,
beta
okay.
So whenever I'm sending a request using this particular browser, what I'm doing, I'm using the same cookie. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to get the data. And if I send the same cookie using the VS Code, I should using the request library, then I should get the same response. And if
Okay,
I don't give this cookie, the response I will get will be similar to what I got in the private window,
okay.
right?
Yes, yeah.
there is something called as PLT.software,
That's why you need to pass the cookie variable.
Okay, okay, understood.
it's like float
So
string
where
is
I'll
also
get
your
this, I'll go to the browser and copy this cookies, right? That one.
default them to
Okay,
show
let's
in one
say.
frame only.
Yeah. So to get the cookie, what you will do,
Here
you
we
will
use this PLT.soft.
go to the browser. You will
Uh-huh.
right click and you will go to the inspect tab. Once you
Uh-huh.
go to the inspect tab, you will go to the network tab.
Uh-huh.
And
For this
right now we don't have anything
will
into the
stand aside,
network
we will
tab.
create.
So I will refresh it.
So it will create four
And now we have
four
some
filters.
request here.
Like
So what I will
Uh-huh.
do, I will click on any of the requests. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Once you click on any request,
And
you can scroll
initially will
down
give one
and you will see request headers.
you can
Uh,
use one
And
comma four,
inside request header,
one row for
get
you
the
should be able to see this cookie variable.
okay.
And whatever is there, you can just copy the same thing.
one call.
Another way to get the same cookie
This I
is
equals
you go
to
to
the index
the
post.
application.
Means two
So
comma
you
three
will
comma
see
five.
this arrow marker or some
So it will
dots.
float
Then you go to
the
the application.
the first entry.
Then
Yeah.
you can go to cookies,
Three. It will float and prevent the third
and you
entry.
should be able to get the same cookies from here
Is
also.
this function clear?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 I got it.
PLT.soft. This is the network.
So now this is about the API. So if a browser is sending a request to some server,
It is in C.
then I am getting response,
Okay, it refers to the
and
network.
I am
This PL network.py.
I'm getting the same data.
And it is
Okay,
the function defined
Okay.
inside.
but
Understood.
what if browser is not sending any request to the backend, I mean, to any server? In that
Yeah,
case, how should I scrap the data?
I was just there.
Uh,
This one,
not
this
sure.
one
So if
has
this same information was
Uh-huh.
that's why I commented.
we have this. So if the same information was present on a website which was not dynamic, so it should not load. Then, so I can show you a website I have already.
I, as I told, I refers to the index. But unlike indexing, here indexing doesn't start with string. Here it will start with one. And also we have to found to any way to access this iteration number also, like on which iteration it is.
So this is a static
What I
website
will do,
where data will not get loaded.
I
So whatever is here, it will get
alpha
loaded in one iteration only. So it won't be sending request again and again if you scroll down.
this
Uh-huh.
main frame, it will basically
So
before
basically,
that
it's
okay, and then
not a dynamic website. If I go to the network tab, it should not show anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a blank. So we don't have anything in network tab.
Okay.
Now, how should I get this data?
From the HTML source.
and as I said, unlike Python,
Hmm?
in the
From the
main
HTML source.
then it will start from one.
And the HTML source. Hmm?
If I
Yeah, we can see all these things over here too.
first it will go with
Yeah, I will have to use HTML source.
starting the I value is equal to where it
So
is.
now I will need to analyze the correct structure of the DOM.
Like this 5 value.
So if I want to get this particular data, what is this activity one? Then what I have to look at? I have to look at
This will get 2 comma
this
2
particular
and the next you will get is 1 2.
tag,
0 plus 1 is 1.
and inside this tag, I have all this data.
In the first position. And then for the next second, then third. The next is just here dot plot x comma y comma and here you give color type and we'll create this also as well so that we can refer to it which refers to. So I will be using this what the print formatting.
Can I use this ID to get this data, or can I use this class to get the data?
And
I think we can try that.
so
So now what I will do,
Instagram is
I will save this website as an HTML. Okay, before doing that, anyone have any doubt on how to get cookies and those things? And I want to know how many of you are actually following what I am doing. If anyone want to share your screen, you can share your screen and show.
I have one doubt here. Let's say we are querying this through requestation. So if some websites have captcha and all, so those websites will not able to track, no?
Actually, I could not hear you properly.
No, no.
Your
If
voice is a bit
some
low.
websites there, if you're accessing that, so it will ask some captcha.
What do you mean by capture?
That code we need to enter something, right?
Okay, you are talking about when we try to log in, we need to
Uh,
enter some captcha.
uh-huh. You need to
Okay.
enter some, yeah, to
Hmm.
authenticate whether we are human or some
Okay.
essence. So those sites also will not able to get it. Now in this case, sir, I have not tried.
Actually, the sites which required captcha, I also haven't tried any time. So I think once we get the API, once we get the cookie,
Hmm.
we might be able to hit the server.
Yes, yes. That separate API will be maybe there. Otherwise,
So that's what, and you mentioned it.
That I haven't tried. We need to
okay,
try that. Actually,
okay.
do you know about any website which
Yeah,
requires us
Amazon.
to send
It will give this few
Amazon?
Amazon, I think, yeah, Amazon requires some login.
and one command is second value is the and two command is third value is so basically it gives the index number and the value at that index in the list in the form of tuple. That's what this data is. And because I
Okay, then can anyone of you try on Amazon and
and the value
Okay.
I mean, you guys can try on the Amazon if it has the same structure. If you can use cookie and get the data,
so this is
because right now I don't remember my credentials of Amazon. I won't be able to do that. You guys can try this and
Okay, okay, yeah.
right.
I'll try that.
right.
So now we know how to get the data about badges, about a particular badge. So you can do the same for the other badges,
We're just getting the last
and similarly you can get data about those badges. So you can analyze data of any badge. Then similar things, you can do it for the users as well.
it's better in
So if I show you,
yeah.
here we have data about user.
Maybe there might be
How many likes that person received in the week. So I can also arrange it in all time.
the mathematics problem.
So on Discords we have these many users.
This
Okay, and
maybe I will upload this document.
if I keep scrolling, I can see the data of different users.
So I hope you know
If I
how to
keep
find
going down,
just
it will be the same thing. I will hit some end point here.
okay. Those who don't know, in the master folder,
then some more users will be loaded.
content inside your
So here also I can do the similar
you'll
things.
find this folder.
You can go to the network tab,
In that, if you go in
and
this
inside the
slice
network
slide,
tab, we
okay,
have this request whose type was XHR. Okay,
inside that,
so
there's
these are just images. Okay,
all the
and
color and
this
the
update, it might be doing
just
something.
either me, okay, or any other TA.
So this is the response which we are getting from the update request.
Will be, you will find them here.
This is response that we are getting from the
All the color
pull
that we
request.
discussed till now, you will find them here.
But
This is network to library.
this is the request which
week 1, week 2, week 3. Week
we
4
want to
I'm going
make
now.
to the server.
And all the notes, week wise notes, you will find them.
So what it will do, it will give me information about the users.
Week 4 that the
So
station that I took,
here it will give me ID of the user, then how many solutions, and then what is this gamification score. I'm not aware about it, and these things. Okay, and then you can get these information as well, and then you can get information about
everyone.
the trust
Thanks for
level,
joining and staying till then.
and I guess this might be house of the user, and you can get a lot of things.
Good night, everyone.
So you might want to analyze how many students are from
We will,
23F2.
cover the programming assignment
For
part
that,
two, and solve
by
it.
default,
We will solve
your
the
ID will
question
be your
on
username. If somebody have not changed their ID, then you can try to use regular expressions, and you can do that. So you can do a lot of analysis. So now you need to figure out how to get this data, and once you have that data, you can do a lot of stuff with it.
Just you have the portal thing, right? Just open your folder.
So this is something which you can try.
Go to the.
So you can try how many students
In the license side,
are there from 20 to F3,
or else you can go on
or
the
else
dashboard,
you
I
can
have put the direct
also
link for
plot
that.
the distribution of like received
From there you can
or solutions, and a lot of things you can do.
yeah, tomorrow is
And you can do it for
the theory session. And the next on the Saturday, we will be having
all time or in a week, whatever way you like to do. Yeah.
we will solve some question. Okay.
And this term we have
Everyone, thanks for joining. Good night.
a
And
problem about the tags. So here is the data of tags, and here we have all the tags which are there currently. If I scroll it down, it should display all the tags. And if I open any particular tag, then I will be able to see post related to that particular tag. So these posts also you can get the data, but yeah, this is part of bonus assignment that you should be able to do now. So you know how to send a request to the discourse forum. This is something you can try on. You also don't have to go to these URLs manually. You can get this data using JavaScript things from document object model. So you just need to get the right ID of the tag, and then you can get all these tags. So, so these are few things which you can try on. This is something where is not coming from some server. Whenever I'm loading this page, it won't be sending in the request to the backend and those things. So in this case, what I will
Sir,
do, yeah,
sir, can you show one example with JavaScript?
Yeah, I can secure it. So let's go to the maybe user page. We can go, and here go to the inspect tab. We need to figure out the correct IDs or classes. It must be inside this only. And then this is already true. Yeah, it is here. So when I hover over these elements, I got the ID of the div element, which contains the data about the user, and then this is what I can use. So I will go to console. Now what I will do, I will get the whole document. Then I will use query selector. Now inside this DOM object, I need to give the correct ID and those things to get this data. So if I give this ID, I think I will get the data. So let's try that. This is how you put a tag inside it, and then I will just put ID. So I got this data. Now let us say I want to get the name of the user. Name must be here. Inside the user detail, it must be there. Who asked this doubt?
Me, sir.
Yeah, Koshutav.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now what should I do? I got this data. Now where should I go? Where should I look for the username?
Sir, actually, I don't have much idea about JavaScript.
No, it's not about JavaScript. JavaScript lets you get the data from the document. Whatever HTML you have, you can uh, query the data, or you can update the data inside the HTML. So JavaScript is a tool. So the question what I'm asking you is, how should I get the username? I don't want the code, so I just want how should I get this username? How should I travel this document so that I can get the username? Or do you have any idea? Anyone else have any idea? Okay. So what we have here, we got the div with this particular element. Now under this div, we have another div with this class, and we also have a few more things. This is something where we need to look at. So we can look at the user details div. Or it should be user detail. Now I got this particular tag. Now I will do the same. Okay, I will just keep on going in and in and in, and then at some point I will get these username and those things. About the JavaScript part, you can have a look on this particular website and how you can use query selector to get the data. And this is something what we will cover in the next session maybe. So it is what it is doing. It is selecting a div with some class and then some attributes as well. So this is where you can look for how to do it into the JavaScript. So it is the structure is similar. So you just query the document, and inside the document you will use query selector, and what it will do, it will give you just one tag, or just one tag, or whatever you want to call it, one node list. Okay, and then if you do query selector all, it will give more than one. So whatever matches it will give, but the query selector will give you one. Hello, Koshito?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, you just need to do document that dot query selector. So document is your DOM object, and then you just need to use query selector, and you just need to know the correct tag to figure out. So for that, you will use elements, and inside this element, you can hover over them, and you can figure out what ID or class I should use so that I can get the required data.
Okay.
That is how you can get these informations.
Okay.
So if I have a website which is not sending any request to a server, in that case, what should I do? I can save this page as an HTML file, and after saving this page, I can um, after saving the HTML, instead of passing it like this, I can pass it in the same way. I mean, I can just take the input from a file and I can save it in some variable. So I might open the file. So what this read will do, I think it will read all the content of the file and then we can pass it here. And once we pass this content here, what I can do, I can use soup.find, and inside that include any particular tag or, and then we need to pass some extra arguments. So if you want class to be some value, that you can do. So this is something what you can do for getting the data. So I will replace it with the actual file path. I'm getting the data, but it's not properly styled. But data is here. Okay, so now I might want to get this particular data. So what I will do, I will just open this up and I will figure out the correct class that I need to trigger, and then I can do the same. Syntax error.
Yeah, put the backslash in the link. Actually, I think.
Maybe we need to put.
No. Actually, remove that all and put like that. No, what is this? Forward slash, I think. Put like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that worked. Yeah, thanks. This is content of the file. If I comment this up, and if I just print it, so I'm getting the HTML document here, and then I need a div. And let's first figure out the ID of that div or ID of the class. Maybe we can use this class. So let's try that. I got something here, but I don't know if it is. If this is what we need, let's try to go inside and okay, let's try to get this particular text. So it must be here inside a span. Am I doing something wrong there because I'm not able to get what we need? Not sure about this. Anyone have any idea why we are not getting the output, whatever we require? Hello. Okay, so right now I'm not able to understand why we are not able to get data for the required element. So we'll try to do it in the next session because we are already it is already 4 minutes left. So if anyone have any doubt on this, you can ask, or else we can wrap it up.
Sir, are we going to have these sessions every Thursday?
Uh, yeah, we will be having sessions on Thursdays and Sundays for
Yeah, yeah,
TAs.
Sunday. So I was aware. Thursday, it's the first session today, right?
Is it the first session on Thursday? Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, we will be having sessions on Thursday, on every
Okay, okay.
Thursday.
Because today only it has been added for next few Thursday. I did not find the session links in the calendar.
Okay, that will do.
Okay, okay, sure.
So what about Sunday session? Will that going to be happen or not?
Yeah, that will also happen.
Okay.
So there will be 2 sessions in a week. I want to know how was the today's session? Was it
It
useful?
was very good, sir.
Yes, sir. Useful.
Okay, so how many of you haven't completed Mad 1? No, everyone have completed Mad 1. Then it must be repetition.
No, sir, I haven't. I raised a hand. I didn't respond verbally, and I think even Kaustav as well.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't completed yet.
Okay, okay. So how was the session for you?
Useful, sir. Very much useful.
So you were able to understand whatever we were doing here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a programming background, so I could follow these things. But
Hmm.
I haven't enrolled for diploma in programming, so it was like a refresher for me. because I
Okay.
used to code 10 years back, and after 10 years, I'm going to start working now.
Okay. Okay.